What's up? What's up?
What's up?
Look who's on the internet. That's crazy.
Oh no,
How,
I'm band evading. Oh
how,
no.
how is it possible that you're live streaming right now? That's not even,
Oh,
that's just insane to me. Like,
people
I
are so
thought you
dumb.
I thought you were stopped.
People are so dumb. It's like, can you read? Where in my community post did I say I was banned? Clearly, if I have a community tab post still, I'm not banned. But
Yeah, right.
details.
Oh yeah. Um oh, I forgot you're gonna have to share that screenshot.
Okay.
Because that was just really funny. Somebody just Karened out on Twitter. It was just
I
really
know. I
adorable.
was like, who is this person? Let me
um,
see if I can get it.
yeah, so I have a little bit of details because I don't want to unfairly um say anything about MGL because there's rumors about that she had something to do, but I have documents that'll clear that up, I believe, courtesy of Cherry. Cherry is actually really well versed in the Johnny Depp case. She's been following it for at least a
Good.
year. Yeah, at
Oh,
least a year.
wow.
She's been a
Okay.
really intricate part of that community. So Rob's Rules is in the chat too. He is also very well versed.
Cool.
Um,
Well, I
and a
will
really
definitely
nice guy.
be referring to them because I know very limited amount of what's been going on.
Same here. I mean, I
So,
know a few things and I know enough to know that these creators, because I've been interacting with them for well over a year. Some got involved in the Sophie Long thing. And so they, I got an opportunity just to for lack of a better way of putting it, to uh to realize how credible they are. They're
yeah,
credible people. So what they say about the case, I can take as uh, as very reliable.
that's good.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean, at this point, based on just the recordings that I've heard, specifically the one where she's taunting him and she's like, oh, who's going to believe you? And like when I was hearing all of this stuff that's being leaked to Twitter, I was like, wow, I'm definitely Team Johnny at this point. Like
right,
there would have to
yeah.
be something pretty major for me to change my mind, but
And
yeah,
MGL
she's
is
crazy.
MGL is Team Johnny, but you probably wouldn't disagree with me here. I think it's pretty safe to assume that whichever way the public is leaning, she's going to be there too,
Yeah.
just to be able to pick up that attention. Um, there's some creators that will go the opposite just to be like Critical K was the opposite. Critical K would go the opposite way and use a whole lot of word salad to sort of make sense. And she was actually pretty good at manipulating the situation so that the feeble-minded would go, oh my God, Kay is so right, and then call it critical thinking. And that's
Yikes.
yeah.
That's confirmation bias.
And it's constant. Like it's her MO. It's just what she does. But we both know that MGL is jumping on the bandwagon of this case simply because everyone's talking about it. She's seeing all the views
Yeah.
that all the other channels are getting and decided to milk that cow.
Right. I mean, that's kind of been her pattern. Is she
Right.
she will either find a missing persons case or a case in general that is making people a lot of money and then she jumps on it.
Right.
So,
Exactly.
yep.
Anything that she thinks is going to get her a bunch of super chats, pretty much.
Yep.
And what's funny is I don't have a problem with it. And I don't think you do either. I don't have a problem with people doing that. Like it's the manner in which she does it. You know what I mean?
Right.
If you're like trying to like make your channel successful and you know how to like you know give content that people are going to appreciate, then that's one thing. But to say that you're going there to cover the case when you haven't followed it at all, you're not getting any of the facts right, and you're just taking advantage of the other people who are just jumping on that bandwagon and trusting her for proper information, then you know what I mean? that's not okay, because you're misleading your listeners.
Well, right. I mean, that's what she's done with all these missing person cases too, though.
Yep,
You
every
know,
time.
she doesn't get the details right, and then people get so confused, and then people will come to me, and I'm not true crime, so I'm like, I don't know the details, and so I'm having to be like, hey, go to this channel or that channel, because those are true crime channels that are not really into the drama and all of that. And it sucks that there's true crime channels that are having to do entire live streams refuting all of the messed up details that it's not just MGL, but it's other channels too that are just getting the facts wrong.
Right.
And I
I
don't
spent months
understand.
doing that. Now I've already done it, because I mean, I can only refute the details of the facts from law enforcement that have been released to the public. That's all I can do. But that's already been done. Now it's just like, I'm not going to refute details on, the hearsay of a neighbor or somebody who's the mom of some kid that Chris McDonough interviewed. And I'm just not, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not interested in that. I'm not going to sit here and speculate on whether or not Candace is telling the truth or not based on her body language, because I'm not a body language expert.
It's
All I
not
can,
admissible in court anyway,
right,
Like there's a reason why some of these things like hearsay and gossip from a neighbor's kid or whatever, there's a reason why those things are not being used in court.
right. The reason is because it's not proof.
It has to
It,
have corroborating evidence to go with the person's statement.
right. Thank you, Rob's Rules. I appreciate it, man. Nah, you're a great guy, dude. Rob is like the nicest guy in the world. Rob, if you go into his chat, literally everybody in his chat is wrenched. For what reason? I don't know, but I guess basically it's just his way of diplomacy, which is just like nobody can do anything here, you know. But yeah, he's just a really nice guy, and he's been following this case a lot, and he's been covering the trial as well. And I troll his chat because I'm a friendly troll, and I talk about how great Amber is. It just and it doesn't make anyone mad. Just it's kind of like they know I'm kidding, but what I'll say is just so like so cringe that they'll just be like, oh, Claire,
That's okay.
yeah, it's just fun, and they're all really really cool about it. Today what I did was I typed type a one, and I did this actually in a few Johnny Depp chats, even ones that I don't even like aren't even cool with, just to do it. I typed in type a one if you believe Johnny Depp, without any punctuation afterwards, and then you'll just see the chat filling up with 1 and then I'll put ... if you believe Johnny Depp, and ... is in a really horrible band with washed up has-been musicians that sucks. And
oh my goodness.
See,
We should do next time and be like, type a one in the chat if you think Johnny Depp is a victim, and then put like 1,000 twos. Piss people off.
It's just so funny. Yeah, people are taking this like really 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 personally, which I understand though to a certain degree, because there's a lot of domestic violence victims. There's I've been in, you could say, a domestic violence type relationship where I was the one that was abused, mostly. But I mean, I don't look at it like that so much. I guess just technically by legalities, sure, you know what I mean. I just call it, I was with a really horrible person and she sucked, and I'm just glad to be away from her. But I'm not traumatized over it. But I understand people who get that way, who are affected that way, because it's really bad. It just depends on their disposition. It depends on their nature. It depends on how deeply that person may have hurt them.
Yeah.
And it's so I empathize with everyone, but at the same time, I have to make that clear so that my trolling goes over well and they know I'm just kidding.
There's actually now, there's Shandy for Christ and Battery Betty. Both of them are examples on my channel of women who have beaten their partners, who have been arrested for it. Yeah. I mean, it does happen. So
yeah, it happens a lot.
Yes.
It happens a lot. I mean, it happens a lot just with Battery Betty. I mean, look at how many charges she got, just her alone.
Yeah.
But Yeah. So did you? Okay. Did you send that? Did I?
Do you want to look at the screenshot or?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Like let's get that out of the way real quick before we get into MGL too deep.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Cherry,
Letting me
don't do it.
share. Oh, it's gonna let me. Cool.
Cherry's gonna
Okay.
type before I get into MGL that deep. Glare 2022.
So somebody told me about this evening. And I was like, oh, what's this? And so I click on their name and they have me blocked. So here they say at Team YouTube, this creator is currently banned by you for copyright strike. Okay. They are attempting to ban evade on their friend's channel tonight. Oh, there was no way to flag this. Poor Karen. So please have someone look into it. Thank you. And they put a link to this stream. So one, thanks for the free promotion.
And the
Appreciate
views,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, guys, sub to BurntToast. She will be uploading videos soon because yes, she does have a strike on her channel, so unfortunately she's not able to live stream at the moment, but she will be very, very soon. So in the meantime, that's why she's on here, because you can't stop us.
That's right. But also, strikes have nothing to do with ban evading. Ban evading is when like you get community guideline strikes and then you like lose your entire channel. And if and I don't understand kind of the metrics behind why some people are allowed to come back after a certain period of months and some people are banned forever. I'm not exactly sure what that is, but there are channels that are allowed to come back later and some that are not. And the ones that are not allowed to come back, then if they were to come back and start a new channel and start doing all of their fuck shit again, then yeah, that's called ban evading. But somebody getting a strike, there's no such thing as ban evading with strikes. This is just somebody who's been tagging YouTube on Twitter for now like weeks trying to get my channel taken down. I know, shocker, guess who follows them and who they follow? Not anymore since somebody pointed it out, but when I first noticed them, they were following White Boy and his wife, and White Boy and his wife were following them. So it's clearly somebody from their cult, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they'll find out, because if you false flag, because she admitted in the tweet a couple of weeks ago that she'd been false flagging me over and over and over again. And her tweet was basically like, hey, YouTube, your reporting button is not working. And I was like, it's not working because they've already reviewed my channel like 20 times and they're saying there's nothing wrong with it. You know, so you're technically false flagging me right now. So they'll figure it out because eventually they will lose their channels doing
that. Yeah. They don't understand that. They just don't seem to understand. They think that it's just something that you could just throw around, or strikes. And YouTube does not like false flagging, man.
Nope.
They don't want to get involved in litigations. You know what I mean? Like, so I read this in my live earlier today, but I'm going to read it one more time. Actually, that's not what I'm going to do. Well, I guess I could read it and then go over the comments. There's a couple of comments I wanted to go over, which I thought was funny. So, since you mentioned Wipey Boy, stereo, hold on.
Chicken soup.
I want to. I want to go over this real quick. So he says, he puts up this post saying, please do not use my content. It's in my upload default settings for and in every description box of every video. I also go into my settings before making any video public and do not allow people to even sample it. Clips are turned off permanently for my channel. Here we go. Here comes our favorite word. Fair use is a combination of four things. It is not me to tell you what fair use is. It is, yes, that's what he typed, but rather you as a creator to understand it.
Oh boy.
Thank you. Yes.
Oh boy.
I kind of agree with him a little bit there, though. I would have used proper grammar, but I do not abuse this tool and cannot, on one hand, how many times I've struck people, and can count on one hand on how many times I've struck people. I feel like I call bullshit on that. I feel creators do not understand copyright and ignorantly tell their supporters false information like you're doing right here. Okay. I may do a video on this.
Please do.
It's up.
Please do.
It's up in the air, maybe in the future. For any channel out there that may be reading this, if you do interviews, it may be to your benefit to look into getting a disclosure before having people on your channel, or at least record the clip with them acknowledging that you're putting it on the internet. It would be to their benefit. But if they're willingly talking to me, now I understand a pre-recorded interview, maybe, but if they're willingly talking to me live on a live stream, it's pretty obvious to everybody, and it's already evident that they're like, hey, Will, it's good to be here.
Do you know why he says that part? It's because now he's trying to retcon the stream that he came on and talked to all of us.
Right.
He's now claiming that when he joined my live stream on YouTube,
he didn't know
we were live. And if you go back and listen, at one point I tell him, we are live. What are you talking about? And there was people in the chat like, I don't understand why he didn't know we were live. There was chats. There was people.
Right.
What?
That he was acknowledging.
Right.
Okay. Sorry. So, okay. So, acknowledging that you're putting them in the internet would be to your benefit. The reason for this is because you could be held legally. Also, things as stocks and cryptocurrency investing, you should have a written disclaimer or something to that nature in your description box saying, I'm not a financial advisor. Just an example. What? You are not held responsible because, again, you can be held liable.
No, that's not what liable. Okay, I'm sorry. I keep interrupting. I'm sorry.
It's fine. But okay. So what I think is really funny here is, I mean, any responsible creator, which he does not do, but any responsible creator, like, you'll hear me go, and I've heard you do the same thing. I can only speculate, in layman's terms, because I'm not a lawyer. If you're referring to something that matters to a case, or I'm not a lawyer, or I'm not a mental health expert. You always give that disclaimer, but you don't do it because you're afraid of litigation. You do it simply because it's the right thing to do.
Right.
So he goes on to say, I try to help people, or he concludes to say, I try to help people. So this is me simply giving the best advice I can, and once again telling whoever's looking, please do not stream my content. Jesus, the meth is typing here. I try to, let me do that one more time. I try to help people, so this is my simply giving the best advice I can, and once again telling whoever's looking, please do not stream my content. Thank you, and you have a terrific night.
Yikes.
Okay, so let's check out. There's a comment. There's Art the Clown comments. You can ask them, but if you strike and they appeal, it's up to you to file suit. Average cost for copyright infringement is $32,000.
Correct.
That sounds about right to me. So let's hear the reply from Mr. Wipey Boy. Fake news. I don't know where your information came from.
Oh my gosh.
YouTube TOS and
Google? Yeah, YouTube tells you. Okay.
Right.
Wow. Reading is hard.
Oh my God.
It's all the words.
Let's see. Joe says, under the doctrine of fair use, the law allows the use of portions of copyrighted work without permission from the owner. Dude, and he's wording this so well that I'm just like imagining Wipe Boy like doing this, just making this face right here. Just What the fuck is he talking about?
Are they insulting me? Are they
So let
cussing me
me,
out?
yeah, exactly. So under the doctrine of fair use, the law allows the use of portions copyright work without permission from the owner. Fair use is a defense to copyright infringement. This means that an unauthorized use of copyrighted material is excusable if it falls under the principle of fair use.
Correct.
Fair Use Act 1976. Look it up. Do you know how many channels that use the Fair Use Act? As long as they do. As long as they do commentary, and it is perfectly legal. If she counters it and wins, you can lose your channel.
Correct.
Wipey's response. Okay. With the okay sign. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
In one ear and out the other. Like, this was actually even more articulately put than the last person. It's ironic that I mispronounced that. But yeah, I find that really, really funny. So he has no idea what he's doing.
No idea.
Absolutely no clue what he's talking about or what he's doing. And when people, that is the irony, Toast, when people try to explain it to him, he just refuses to absorb the information or even make the most minute attempt to absorb it. It is really, it's like he makes a conscious effort to push it away. Like, no, don't tell me things that make sense.
I mean, it's typical Lowell's cow behavior. You know, they don't know how to have a conversation. They don't know how to like concede and realize, maybe I don't know everything.
Yeah, but see, Rob, you're not a dick. You know, like you're just up there doing your own thing, and it's nice, and you have a sense, you have a conscience, so you're not up there doing anything offensive or you know, something shitty that is at someone else's expense, because you just have the common sense to avoid from doing that. You don't have to look at YouTube TOS to see what's acceptable and what isn't. You just use your common sense as to, okay, this is probably going to be hurtful in some way, so no. So
yeah, I agree, Sherry. I have no idea why he threw in the cryptocurrency thing, because I don't know very many channels who even talk about that.
Like, even in writing, like, you just can tell that's the way his mind works, no matter what. Like, he has no strong point of communication, because even in writing, it comes off the way that he talks. Like, it's just the same, just madness from one thought, just boom, flipping over to the next that is miles away from the last thought. It's like he teleports through dimensions in thought somehow, like instantly. It's crazy.
Must be my superpower to gang stalk people. I use my Jedi mind tricks.
Clearly.
Please be stupid. That's my dog. Hold
on. So I think what we're going to move on to, while we still have like Rob in the chat and everybody. So Cherry sent me these receipts. Now the rumor is something to do with there's these two people. Let me look up their names real quick. There's these two people that were banned from the courtroom and the Johnny Depp trial.
Okay. Because I had heard one person got ejected, but I didn't find out who it was or what happened. So it's two people. Okay.
Yeah. So she had no, according to Cherry, she had no part in it. So allegedly, so this girl, her name is Christina Taft, who thinks that she's a media star. And
oh boy.
She has apparently been one of the most vocal supporters of Amber Heard. Her and another woman named Eve Barlow, she claims to be a legendary journalist, quote unquote, and got kicked out of the courtroom, both for the same thing, for being on social media while in court. Barlow even managed to get a witness kicked off the stand.
Oh.
Wow. Taft made the flyers and put them all around the outside of the court. But you should say, yeah, I mean, So basically, she has nothing. There's receipts here. I mean, I don't think I need to really go over them because this is actually in MGL's defense, because it's not even really meant to be that way. It's just, for the sake of not contributing to misinformation being spread. I that's not what we're going to point out about MGL here tonight.
Yeah.
So basically, to get this out of the way before anybody starts typing this in chat, like, oh, she did this and this and that, these are the receipts basically that say that they're not. These are the transcripts. And I mean, I could read them all, but I don't think it's necessary. If you do enough digging on your own, they're quite available. If I was able to get them, you can get them too. I don't have links for them, but basically those are the court transcripts that prove that she had nothing to do with it. So basically they were going on social media, and one of them was making flyers, and if you go to Popcorn Planet, he has a video where he has that umbrella guy on there. That umbrella guy is probably the most knowledgeable and most thorough YouTube creator that has been consistently following the covering the Johnny Depp Amber Heard thing for a long time.
Yeah.
So he's basically saying basically the points that they were making was how dangerous it is for them to be doing what they were doing, because they could sway a jury. That umbrella guy made a good point that they weren't passing it out in the courtroom, but they're putting them on cars in the parking lot. How do you think
that's
the
not
jury
cool.
gets to work? You know what I'm saying? Or gets to jury duty.
Well, also, I mean, I heard that they weren't supposed to be on their phone at all.
Right.
And they're not supposed to be on social media. And that was told to everyone. And it's like, if you get on social media, then yeah, they're going to cut your bracelet off and kick you out. And that's just the rules for everyone. So,
but MGL she has this great proud moment.
Armor on, minimum effort, maximum protection.
Okay, so she titled this "My Epic Johnny Depp Court Moment."
Mr. Depp referring to Amber with the term
sucks because you can't see it big enough.
Like to her face?
No, to you. Calling her a cunt to you.
Maybe in a text.
All right. Did he do it more than once in a text?
I would have no recollection of that.
I actually watched this testimony. I really like this guy. He's a nice guy.
Called me a cunt in
wow.
a text. So I mean, I don't. We've had many texts together. Many.
They're zooming in on it, so I don't know how well you can see it. I'll blow it up as big as I can. But this is Molly Golightly in the green right here. Okay. Dressed like a jawbreaker. And she's doing what she does consistently, like when they were creating that content in the Airbnb, and she starts going off talking about how all Summer has is her. Not even them. She was on a team, but all Summer has is her. So here she is acting like she's completely appalled by the C word when we have heard her use that word on her channel many times.
She used it recently when she was bragging about how she was going to take people's channels down.
Right. Right. So I just find that really funny. And let's see. Now what we're just going to do is what we normally do, and we're going to go over some of her content. Okay, now the title of this video, this very clever title, is Qualifying and Ending Speculation. Qualifying and ending all speculation, folks.
Good morning, everyone. I would love to say that I had a great night's sleep, but I didn't.
Oh no.
I look like hell. I've been up all night, and just something happened, unfortunately. A situation that I was sort of thrown into.
Now you see what's really funny here, Toast, is what she's doing right now is, we just went over the fact that she had nothing to do with what was going on, but she's, just because someone started a rumor that she had something to do with it, she's milking that for content because she really got no content while she was out there. Like nothing. She basically went out there for absolutely nothing.
Mellow One in the chat says the umbrella guy dropped a video 2 hours ago and still said Marissa passed out the flyers at about the 3-minute mark.
Really?
Yeah. I haven't watched it, so I don't know what it says, but
that's interesting.
That's very interesting.
Because I mean, he wouldn't even mention her name unless he genuinely believed that. Let me look that up real quick. So 2 hours ago, about the 3-minute mark, you say?
Yeah, that's what she says.
We get past the ads real quick.
So this will be like a legit reaction.
All right. So let's remove her. Oops.
Yeah, Cindy, I think she is, because she's been complaining about how many channel members that she's lost recently. So I think, yeah, she's absolutely doing that.
Totally. So here's that flyer.
Volatility. Then they go.
So let's see what the flyer says real quick before he goes into it. So Amber H, ex-partner, uses online companies and services to harm her and others. For over 3 years, Amber H suffers from social media operations, even if she wins cases showing she's a victim of DV. YouTube bots, Amber H, blah, 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 take away, adapt, survive, blah, blah, blah. Okay, this is just a list of all of the stuff that's being said that is so yeah, so this is absolutely bad for a jury.
Wow. Yeah.
So this could actually cause a mistrial. It just depends on what the judge would decide to do, but this could be enough for a mistrial.
Go through examples. They tell you the website to connect to, which tells you the direct connection with a person. But interestingly, those connections, though, they don't stop there. As Christina Taft brags about this on social media, brags about it proudly, openly, telling you here, oh, look, here's Marissa showing hundreds of our flyers. So you can see the connection to certain names. Ignore the picture at the bottom, by the way. That isn't Christina Taft. But yeah, remember that name because it's going to be very important. Now, the second person that's going to get connected in our little spider web.
So you see what just happened there?
I'll show you exactly how they connect in just a moment. Is one Eve Barlow. Now,
so what he just did there, Toast, like, let me play that one more time. What he's saying is actually, it confirms what Cherry was saying. He's saying he's just showing the text of the post, but he just said ignore the picture at the bottom because that's not Taft. He doesn't even mention her.
Okay.
Which is exactly what I suspected.
Connections, so they don't stop there. As Christina and others for over 3 years that certain Aquaman suffers from social media operations, even if she wins cases showing she's a victim of volatility. Then they go through examples. They tell you the website to connect to, which tells you the direct connection with a person. But interestingly, those connections, though, they don't stop there. As Christina Taft brags about this on social media, brags about it proudly, openly, telling you here, oh, look, Here's Marissa showing hundreds of our flyers so you can see the connection to certain names. Ignore the picture at the bottom, by the way. That isn't Christina Taft, but yeah.
Okay, so yeah, so he doesn't mention her channel name, which is perfect strategy, really.
Yeah.
But she's trying to, this Christina Taft person is trying to take her down with her, basically, and she's saying that this is her showing the flyer. But everybody's showing the flyer. That doesn't mean that she's out there passing it around. And
Right.
Like
right.
This is just this piece of shit Christina Taft lady trying to throw Marissa under the bus. So, and that's all he's clarifying, basically. I mean, that's not what he said, but he's basically saying this is her post and not MGL's.
Correct. Yeah.
And just ignore the picture. Like, don't even pay her any mind. Okay.
I love that he said that.
Right. Yeah, that's Tug. Like everything that I know about fair use, I learned from him directly when Kay struck my channel. He would panel on with another channel that I would panel on with, and when I couldn't go live, and he went up there and just explained it so clearly because he'd been through it before, and he's a really, really smart guy.
Well, that's awesome. I'm definitely going to go sub to his channel. Yep.
Yeah, you should, most definitely.
Bigger situation yesterday. And I was like, oh, crap.
What?
Hi, I see you. Hi, Michelle. So yesterday, and I'm glad you guys...
Did she just blurt out crack?
She probably meant to. But
Okay.
she was like, oh, crap.
Bridget, I just want you to know, I went to the Johnny Depp trial to support Johnny Depp. In all my past videos, what have I done? I've supported Johnny.
That's not what you went there for.
Mm-mm.
Okay, yeah. Let's talk about that for a second. Toast, you want to take that one? Let's talk about why she's there.
Yeah, it's for views.
Yeah.
It's to get on. It actually, I think it was mostly just to get on TV for an interview. Because she talked about in one stream where, Vinnie Palatine, who's like one of her friends, had said, hey, you should get here and I'll interview you. And so, so she gets there and she somehow magically gets on an interview. And then she says later that, that he was like, oh, it's time, come over here. And so she goes over there. And of course, when you watch Vinny's actual like news segment, he's like acting like he doesn't even know who she is. And I just thought that was so hilarious because I was like, this is so funny.
Because it's so
people are a joke.
transparent. It's so transparent what she's there to do and what she's trying to do. She's just some weirdo with a phone.
Yeah.
Like that's how a real journalist is going to look at a YouTuber like her in that situation. And especially just the way that she carries herself, just the way that she inserts herself in everything. And it's just so obvious, I mean, she does what? She goes out there and she gets a room at the Ritz, right? Which is, from my understanding, it's about $300 a night, which even for her, I'd say is beyond her budget. I mean, as far as spending wisely, that is not spending wisely.
Well, you know why she went there, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Because she was hoping to at least she's in her mind, she was thinking that she was going to get some sort of contact with Johnny Depp.
Yes.
And or Amber Heard in some way, shape, or form, which I seriously doubt that Amber Heard and Johnny Depp were staying in the same hotel. Unless that is the only nice hotel in the area. And I'm sure that was not the only hotel in the area. She could have gone to any hotel. I'm sure Fairfax has plenty of nice hotels, like Marriott hotels or whatever, something that's within her normal price range.
But that's beneath her, don't you know?
Oh, obviously.
She's got to have the best of everything.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm just like, I just don't, and she is so obsessed. Like the way that she talks about Johnny Depp is just like so creepy. like it's always the way that it's always the same thing when it comes to celebrities or whatnot. Like with the whole Aaron Carter thing, I think it was Aaron or Nick, one of the two. I think it was Aaron.
It was Aaron. Yeah.
Aaron
No,
Carter.
I'm sorry, Nick Carter. Yeah.
It was Nick. Okay.
Yeah.
So with the whole Nick Carter thing, you know, that's her claim to fame. We know that she takes pride in like bragging about having some sort of relations with a famous person. Why? Because it is clearly her goal and fantasy to be famous on any tiny possible way, shape, or form that she can actually get her hands on. So which just toast, dude. Like, I mean, I know I'll be the bad guy here. Like, the idea that she's like that she thinks that she would even have a chance with Johnny Depp, dude, is absurd. Because, dude, look, Amber Heard is arguably one of the most hated women in America right now, right? Arguably,
Yes.
And I gotta be honest, like if I had a chance with Amber Heard, I would have to pause and think, like, she's that hot, you know? I mean, and I know
Yeah, but
people are
don't put your dick in
she's
crazy.
disgusting." Right? You don't do that. Yeah, I've already learned that. But I'd have to pause. You know what I mean? I would pause for a second. You know, but she's. I mean, just look at the women that Johnny Depp's been with, and then you just look at her. You know, like. I'm not, I know if I'm Johnny Depp, I'm not going to be like, oh man, you know, I just had Amber Heard, one of the most beautiful women in America, even though she's crazy. I'm going to go for the crazy lady in the courthouse that looks like a U-Haul truck with broken headlights. I don't see Johnny Depp doing that. I just don't see it.
Yeah, he's not fond of dumpy dumps.
No, he's not.
You know what I heard today? I'm sorry.
What's that? No, please.
So this is what I don't know if it's true, right? But I heard that basically most of the or all of the cast of Aquaman have unfollowed Amber and have started following Johnny Depp on social media.
That's the rumor. Yeah. You'll hear all that stuff like on Tug's channel, on that Umbrella Guy's channel. You'll hear all that stuff like any of the stuff that was going on the set and behind the scenes of Warner Brothers, and how Jason Momoa is reacting to her and everything like that. Now, I mean, I don't know how much you want to put into that, but he shares documents when he's doing it, so it's he's a really thorough guy.
Nice, I like that.
But yeah, the rumor is definitely, the strong likely rumor is that all of this evidence coming to light is now allowing people to go, ooh. And you know how Hollywood is. Hollywood goes and sways towards where the public is going.
Correct.
Because everybody in Hollywood wants to be accepted. So everybody's waiting to see who is doing what, right? How are they reacting? You know, like that's what happened with Will Smith and the Oscars and everything. The Oscars, they don't take so long to make a decision. How long did they take to make the decision to ban him from the Oscars for 10 days? They were just basically feeling out the public and seeing what they were thinking, so the public wouldn't turn on the Academy. Yeah. That's all that was going on. So right now, that's what Warner Brothers is doing. That's what Jason Momoa is doing. That's what all of these Hollywood's types are doing now that this case is so public, and now that there's so many people going justice for Johnny, and not just a very tight-knit YouTube community that's been going on for a long time.
So I didn't realize it had been going on for so long.
Yeah.
I just didn't know. Yeah.
When you listen to the dates that they state in this case, you'll see all the way back to, I think, 2014.
That's crazy. Right.
So there's just all this evidence going back to that, because they've just always been volatile. And they're recording each other, and there's a lot of crazy evidence.
As far as this case goes, Johnny Depp has won as far as as far as the court of public opinion. So I'm going to be, hold on one second. Molly Golightly.
Okay, of course.
I mean,
love
at least she didn't go Molly Golightly's office.
I love how she answers the phone using her YouTube channel name.
Right.
Hello, BurntToast.
Yeah.
What?
Huh?
What are you doing?
This is the glare. Dude, what is Will there? It's one of my friends from high school would do. Is Will there? The fuck is a glare?
I'll have to get back to her. Oh, fuck! Oh, no!
Histrionics alert.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
This looks so planned.
It is. Look, she's trying not to
stream
smile.
Right. Her stream just started. Like, we're literally a minute, 2 minutes in. Literally 2 minutes in.
Them to fucking voicemail. Oh, my God.
Oh, no.
Blast!
All right. Yes, Amy. Thank you, Amy, for what she has done for me. Yesterday I rested, and then all of a sudden, what happened was
For a change. She rested for a change, by the way.
What had happened was bullshit.
I found out that a channel that we all love, Popcorn Planet, started to talk about the
Now, in all fairness, Popcorn Planet had Tug on that video, and the picture that he had on there was her in the courtroom, just the same scene that we saw, and it was circled. She was circled as if she had something to do with what they were talking about, when she actually didn't have anything to do with what
Of course not. Yeah, Makeup Mobster's right. There's always a story. And this is the one pattern that I've noticed when I had been reviewing her. Every time she starts one of these, what had happened was kind of stories, you'll notice two things when she gets to the end, if she ever stops talking. And it's one, she makes herself out to be the victim. And then two, she also makes herself out to be the hero all at the same time. So she does that in every one of these stories that she tells.
Yeah. She absolutely every single time. Hold on, San. Drag the screen down so we don't. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, just don't donate it. I don't think anybody in here is going to donate to that.
these little flyers that were going around the
court. I can't anyway.
Okay.
Hold on.
I know that in previous videos, I have stated these things as factual only because I was present and I can only answer questions that I knew and was aware to, privy or witness, just, you know. Shoot. Calm yourself. All right. Monday is when the trial started. Monday, they were picking the jury. Monday night, I got there Tuesday for the first time. The first time that I got to the courtroom, this is what happened. I got there and there was a young lady, very skinny, a little bit awkward, brown straight hair. And she came up and handed me this thing. And it was very pro-turd. And I'm like, Now, what you were seeing was not a selfie because I had my own phone in my hands. That was my phone in my hands. And then the thing in the other. Okay, remember I had the pink long nails at that time. She took that picture and then what she did, she went to Twitter, Christina Taft, and said, oh, look, Molly Golightly.
Well, she said Marissa.
And then when I got to the courthouse, blah, 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 they were telling me about that. And they're like, she's not allowed to do that. And there was a woman that
Okay, so what's really funny about that to me is like she does not say Molly Golightly in there.
Right.
She says Marissa. So basically she could have just ignored that. She could have just been like, okay, so it doesn't mean anything. You know what I mean? Because
but of course she had to.
But of course she had to, because, and say that it said Molly Go Lightly, so that that when you're looking at that post and you go to Christina Taft's post and it says Marissa, you're going to subconsciously make sure that that it's Molly Go Lightly. You're just going to put that together because she wants you to go look at that post. And she wants to be recognized for that post. That is exactly the entire point of what she's doing right here.
She absolutely wants people to go and watch it or look at that post and think that she had something to do with it. So then she can make 50 streams like this, saying, oh, I didn't have anything to do with it. And then she marvels in the attention she gets.
Totally. Or what she's looking for, I think, is is she's hoping to get into some sort of feud with this Christina Taft person because she's a name now involved in this case, involved in the drama of the case, which is exactly where she wants to place herself.
Right.
The sheriffs there, they investigated it. She was thrown out last Tuesday. Okay. I have a lot of fans. Well, I'm grateful that 280 people want to hear this.
She says that when she's mad there aren't more people.
What's been done has been so unfair. I never read those little things because I don't care about Turd. I don't care if that girl lives or dies. She's awful. She should not.
Gotta skip the commercial.
Sorry. I was trying to figure something
more exciting.
Be the speaker of women, women's rights, and all this. Like, get out of here. We don't want to hear you. We want to hear him. So I'll say it again. The reason I sat on Amber Heard's side was not because I'm Team Amber. I don't know Christina Taft. She's approached me several times with the hopes that I would lean towards Turd, and it's simply never going to happen. I did tell her to get away from me. Outside the courtroom, she yelled out that I was a bitch for sticking up for those youngsters that were holding up the Pirates of the Caribbean posters. And I'm still in touch with those kids. You shouldn't have to explain myself. I know that, but a lot of people are very, very confused at this point. So in the middle of the night, I check my phone and I'm like, no. So it's like, how about I go look at this video by Popcorn Planet about me? And I was like, oh my God.
Here she's the victim.
Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And it certainly does. It makes the person on the other side believe that this picture of this blonde fat lady was the one who had it in her hand. So she must have went to the jury things and put these things around. Are you nuts? Get out of here. Never, never. Some people reached out to him and he said, you know what? I never said her name. True, he didn't say my name, but a lot of people know who I am. Some people are appalled and they started subbing him, and I'm like, no. I'll try and talk to him. So he did write back to me, and he did say, I didn't know your name was Marissa. He said that what he's willing to do for me is pin a comment to the top that he was misinformed. And I had another idea. I was like, why don't you do like a 15 minute one-on-one discussion about that, and I'll explain to you in detail everything I know about that.
Yeah. She wants his subs.
Exactly. She wants his subs. She wants to spread her channel. Yeah. That's all that is.
And she sat on Amber's side because she wanted to make sure that she was on that camera.
She's like, I don't want the bad publicity. I don't want people thinking that I had something to do with this. I want the love and the adoration of the Johnny Depp support. That's what I want. I don't want to be part of the Amber Heard people. I want to be part of the Johnny Depp community that supports him, and I want all of them to subscribe to me. All of Popcorn Planets, all of that Umbrella guys, because she sees how many subs Popcorn Planet has. As a matter of fact, let's take a look real quick, see how many subs Popcorn Planet has.
And she's trying to replace all the people that have left because they figured out who she really is.
Yep.
It's
Popcorn
a cycle.
Planet has 346,000 subscribers.
And there you go.
That's all you need to know.
And there you go.
Exactly.
Yep. Because together, the Umbrella guy and Popcorn Planet didn't know the facts about the parking situation. Now, there is a separate spot for jurors. And it's Umbrella guy
real quick.
And Popcorn Planet didn't know the facts about the parking situation. Now,
hold on, I was trying to get. I just wanted the perfect pause right there. Just look at her face. She's right now in deep thought, trying to get that next thought out.
Deep thoughts.
There is a separate.
Exactly. I can't remember. I can't believe you.
Now that's fake news.
Yeah, I I can't believe you actually used that reference. I didn't think that you were that old.
No, I watch a lot of clips.
Okay.
Spot for jurors, and it's adjacent to visitors. The reason they're on that side is because they don't have to pay. They get it validated. Jurors get validated. They put it in. That's it. You learn this because every day there's something new. There's so much going on over there. I was parked on visitors parking. I went out on
no kidding.
the other side, and they said, "Ma'am, you're in the jury." And I said, "Oh, I am." She goes, "Yeah, just go back around the block that way." I'm like, "Oh, okay, not a big deal." So this is
what
she
she
does this all the time. She like overshares details that no one cares about, and it reminds me of like your old like great grandma or something telling you like all of these things that don't matter, and you're like, get to the point.
Right. And you're just sucking down Werthers, trying to just like occupy yourself just to make it go by faster.
This is what happened. If she was excused from the court, Christina, and told to leave because of her behaviors and what she was doing, then guess what? It was completely, she deserved it. I mean, when I tell you that everyone was calling her creeper, she did creep me out. Ever have someone come near you and you're like, "Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God." You try to turn away and you're like, "Whoa." I didn't want to be myself and say, "Why are you standing here? Can you not tell that I don't want you near me?"
Riveting stuff.
I know, right? I love how it's like blah, blah, blah. Wow, we know so much from that. Thanks.
Right, exactly. Even though, like, you know, you didn't get any proof of any of this, but I mean, even still, like, you could prove that it's nothing. This is, I mean, what's crazy is, you know, that she was, now the rumor is supposedly, I think that was somebody on your panel last time you were live talking about how there was a rumor of an altercation in the cafeteria or something like that.
Oh yeah.
And you know exactly what that was all about, because when has she ever gotten involved in something and not tried to cause a scene,
right,
in order to create drama that is going to in turn create content for her?
Yes.
That
I think that even if she didn't have a YouTube channel, she's probably one of these people that just kind of thrives on that kind of drama. Like she enjoys like fucking with people. Like she enjoys.
Well, that's why she thinks it's good content.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
That's why she thinks it's good content, because she loves it. So she assumes and wants to attract all those who do as well. Like that's the only explanation for the support that she has. That they're just people who just love drama over any type of practicality.
Oh, of course. I mean, I've seen her do streams where she's either, you know, a quote dancing, whatever you want to call what she does when she plays music, and then flails her arms around like the floater guy in front of a car dealership. Like she does that, and then she'll sit there and just talk shit about people. And
Yeah.
people eat, like there's these like flock of Karens in her, you know, chat that just eat it up.
And there's always one or two, at least almost on every stream, that like are like, you know, I used to think you were all right, but like what you're doing is really messed up.
And then she goes, banned.
Yeah,
Blocked.
she goes off on them, calls them the C word and blah
Yeah.
blah blah, even though she was so appalled of hearing it used in the context of from a third party. It's and just the guy going, yeah, like Johnny Depp's called me a cunt, you know, because you could tell that Johnny Depp is one of those guys, probably spends a lot of time in Europe and just throws that word around like the way Cherry does in my chat because she's from London, you know. So you know, I'm not saying it's necessarily okay for Johnny to throw that word around, but it's obvious what context he uses it in, you know. But that's not to say that that's exactly the context he was referring to Amber in that way. But that dude was basically saying, well, yeah, I mean, he's called me that in text messages too. And so it doesn't really mean anything. And frankly, if Johnny Depp called her that after everything that we already know that she's put him through,
I'd be like, okay,
you know, yeah.
good job. Good job. Yep.
Yeah, it's, you know, blood in your mouth is better than blood on the floor from biting your tongue.
Because I know that if I would have said that in the court hallway with all those sheriffs there, they would have heard me and they would have been like, ma'am, and I would have gotten in trouble. Amber Heard team are trying to ban you from court. They can't. They can't ban me unless I take pictures, unless I disrupt the court. They have my information, but to have that,
I wonder if that's true. Like I'd be really curious to know if she can actually be banned by the court, or like if they can actually file a motion and have grounds to have her removed from the court and banned. I mean, she's home now, so I don't know.
Is she going back or planning to go back?
I don't know. No, I did not see that Makeup Mobster. We will be looking into that because I don't know how much more of this I can take, but we're gonna just kind of see where this plays out for a minute.
fear. I was on 60 Minutes.
What?
Okay.
Huh? In Australia.
In Australia? So now she's you could see that she just got really excited. Like,
oh yeah, she probably have to go get a towel or something.
Her dopamine just went through the roof.
There's this thing that I've noticed on her channel is that some of her most loyal, like sycophants, they will make up rumors that may or may not be true to get her to say it out loud. And then she uses that to talk about for the next hour. And then she will also do things like she will create rumors about herself and then tell it on her YouTube channel as if somebody told it to her, and then she'll blame it on this person or this group or that side. And she literally made it up herself just to get the attention of people talking about her.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, she doesn't care if anybody is talking bad about her, because what it is drama. Then she gets a chance to have some sort of conflict with somebody, which creates content for her.
Right.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
So, okay, here's that reaction one more time.
I was on 60 Minutes. What?
Look at that dopamine go.
Huh? In Australia? Oh, okay, cool. I'm telling you, I saw stuff that a lot of these, listen, the umbrella guy is they know a lot. And great that their channels are doing so well. And I asked
course
Popcorn
you are.
Planet, I said, I would have
That was
really liked it if
jealousy.
you would have, did a 10, 15-minute interview and I would have told you everything. But I guess that's not going to happen. So
okay, so because these guys with hundreds of thousands of subscribers, because Tug has a bunch of subs too. These guys with hundreds of thousands of subscribers are interested in an interview with her, especially the way that she words it. Like, these guys are clearly like, why would she word it like that? If she wasn't so narcissistic and delusional, she would word it simply like, hey, I'm willing to come on your channel and clear it up, if you want it, but not, hey, I'm willing to, then she does it like she's doing them a favor. I'm going to give you an interview because I was there. Why are you not banging down my door for an interview when I was in the courtroom? You guys have been covering this. How do you not see me as some sort of source for information? It's because you don't know dick about the case. You just showed up.
And you notice how she made that little passive aggressive comment about her, about their sub count. Well, they're doing really well. I mean,
exactly.
Good for them. And I was like, girl.
Yeah. And right after that is right
showing
where she
people
says interview with her, like she totally reveals her motive right there. Like right here, she absolutely reveals her motive. Here's that reaction one more time.
Huh? In Australia? Oh, okay, cool.
It's the same face from when she stole from
I'm telling you the honest truth. I saw stuff that a lot of these. Listen, the umbrella guy is they know a lot, and I'm great that their channels are doing so well. And
she can't even get his name right. First of all, the umbrella guy. I'm glad he's doing so well. And here comes the interview comment.
Popcorn Planet. I said, I would have really liked it if you would have, did a 10, 15-minute interview and I would have told you everything.
So that I can get your subs.
That's so much entitlement. Like, I would have gone on there if you had just asked me. Why do they have to have you on there? Who are you?
Right. She doesn't know anything. Like, if she could actually contribute something to the case, they might actually do it because they are consistent, thorough creators that have been covering this case for a long time. Like, she just doesn't get that.
But I guess that's not going to happen. So I have reached out. So
there's the disappointment. I guess that's not going to happen. So there's the disappointment and the contempt because she's not getting anything from them.
Well, that's a dog whistle to her biggest supporters for them to go over to those channels.
Why don't you let her
the crap out of them about
it? Blast their chat going, you should have Molly Golightly on because she was there and blah, blah, blah. Why
Give
won't
her a
you
chance to defend herself? Blah. Right. Yeah, that's what they're going to say. Yeah.
That's exactly what she's doing.
Big channels to ask them for help just because I want everyone to kind of know the truth. I really, really do.
But nobody cares. That's what she's not getting there is that the people that follow them give no shits about her or who she is.
That's good. Because the next thing she's going to start doing is she's going to start tagging those channels and use that as an excuse to talk about how she doesn't have the chance to, give her side of the story. And she's going to tag them for the views.
And what's really funny is, lest we forget, she isn't part of the story. That's the whole point. It's not like they're just shunning her to be dicks. She's not part of the story. She had nothing to do with anything. Just because this Catherine person is trying to drag her in that, they're looking at that like, well, just let Catherine and her deal with that bullshit. We'll just talk about the relevance of why what Catherine was doing could cause a mistrial. That's what we're concerned about.
I've never spoken bad about you ever. Who's this? I tried calling straighten out. What? Huh? Bling? What?
Is that true?
Yeah, Australia 60 Minutes is they got a good one. It's better than the America. So
The
I just
America-
want
what?
everyone to
That was
understand
that was such that was
Boomer.
such
Oh
a
my
critical
God.
K thing to do right there.
The America. Okay.
Yeah, well, not that. Critical K actually is more articulate, but um uh she, what she did right there was just basically, oh, okay, so make sure you go out of your way to follow the Australian 60 Minutes because you can follow it on YouTube. Like, go out of your way to follow the Australian 60 Minutes and watch me on that because
Yeah.
it's better than the American 60 Minutes.
It's better because I'm on there.
Exactly. It's such a critical K thing to do right there.
Tuesday, when they pulled me out to talk about her, Christina Taft, and the things, blah, 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 but she also started an argument outside the court. They didn't know what to do because there's so much going on with that girl. They let her go. They banned her. She can't come back. So what happened was I had already went home, right? I was home, and then all of a sudden, I'm not saying she did it, but let's put 2 and 2 together, right?
Oh boy.
Put 2 and 2 together. She's the one that was handing them out at the court. And then all of a sudden, what looked like a man's picture got one on his car. How would that be a juror? Or did she know it was juror park lot? Or who did she tell? Who did this juror submit that to? I don't know.
Well, if I'm a juror, if I'm a responsible juror, I'm going to go to the bailiff, or if I can go straight to the judge in some way, shape, or form, which I don't think you're allowed to if you're a juror, but I'm gonna get that to the judge. I'm going to somehow make the judge aware that these flyers are existing and being passed around the outside of the courthouse on cars, and in their windshields and whatnot. That's what a responsible juror would do.
Yeah.
And I would say in a high profile case like this with such expensive attorneys, they did a good job with jury selection and picking, ethical jurors. I'm sure people who are going to take this very seriously as jurors. Jury selection is a huge part of litigation.
Yes.
So, I mean, to get an idea of that, now I don't know how much of it is actually true, but there's a movie called Runaway Jury where they go like really deep into that on the jury selection aspect of things. And there's this one lawyer who's like really, Gene Hackman plays this like really, really like high end lawyer because he's representing like a huge gun company, right? So obviously they're going to have like the best attorneys. And this guy has like a team of people that are looking into every single potential juror and their personal life.
Oh,
like
wow.
digging into everything, So, I mean, if somebody has a record, like they'll decide he was having these people followed and their phones
Wow.
tapped and everything.
Dang.
And then before jury selection even came up, they would know whether or not to dump them or to even keep them until they get to the point to where they question them on the stand and interview them to see if they're going to be a juror.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, again, it's a fictional movie, but I don't know if that's actually how it's done, if that's based on real procedure, but because it's got to be illegal to some degree. You can't go around tapping people's phones.
Yeah, I was going to say there has to be a boundary there at a certain point.
Sure. But I wouldn't doubt that if you have the money and the resources to at least even ethically look deep into somebody's background, you're going to do it, in order to select the jury that's going to sway your way most likely.
I don't know. If any of the Johnny Depp fan club talk to you, they know the truth. Oh, the women that are there from California and all those different countries and really far away, they're all very, very lovely. There's honestly, right now there might be one or two Amber's supporters, but I give you my word, I've never been any sort of I'm not part of any club or team to cause a mistrial, or I'm not part of any clubs that are like team turd. Hell no. Got time for that.
Makeup Mobster, her shirt says Rose the Day Way, which
I mean,
basically, yeah, it's like, hey,
that should
I'm
be
a
her
day
bio.
totally. I'm a fucking day drinker and proud of it, baby.
You think I really want to go down there? I
Yeah.
don't think I've ever seen any of her fucking movies. I'm sitting there like, dude, I was telling Pia in there, I'm like, Pia.
And why did she sit?
This? I was like, I'd rather be called a murderer.
I wonder if she intentionally sat behind Amber Heard.
She did, because she knew that that's the angle the camera would pick her up.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Good call.
Well, I'd rather be called a murderer than a turd supporter. She's awful. No.
And the Johnny Depp community, or at least certain parts of the Johnny Depp community, have been referring to Amber Heard as Amber Turd for like well over a year, at least. I know that's what Cherry calls her.
So basically MGL is also trying to get more Johnny Depp people to sub to her channel too, probably.
That's what she's doing. Is right now the whole
Yeah.
purpose of this stream is to fish for Johnny Depp supporters that are in the Johnny Depp community. She had no idea until this trial started. I guarantee you, this is just my guess, but I'm willing to bet on it that she had no idea the community that the Johnny Depp Johnny Depp has, the support and community on YouTube that has generated. So seeing that umbrella guy with almost all of his content for the past year being about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, Popcorn Planet, so many. You know, I mean, that umbrella guy so well versed on it that Rekieta Law at the beginning of this trial for like a week had that umbrella guy on panel with him, so that he had somebody who was well versed. Rekieta Law has the followers that he has because he's an attorney, and so he covered the Kyle Rittenhouse case and got a sick amount of subscribers. I can't even remember how many.
Wow.
But it was an overwhelming, like, I would watch this guy's streams and I would watch this guy's streams during the Kyle Rittenhouse case and just watch these super chats roll in that were just like one after the other of like $50, $100, $200, $20, $20, $50.
Oh, okay.
It was just, yeah, it was.
So MGL
insane.
is seeing dollar signs, and that's why she's doing it.
Of course. So then that umbrella guy ends up on Rekieta Law as basically a consultant to the case, because Rekieta Law hasn't really been talking about the Johnny Depp case at all until the trial started. He just, of course, he knows that there's a demand for it, so he's going to have somebody on there who knows what he's talking about. And so, yeah, that's what she sees, just like you said, is just the dollar signs, the potential dollar signs that can be made, because she's seeing that in the Johnny Depp community and in branches of it.
Listen to me. Like I said, everyone wants to predict this. Just sit back and watch.
Because she's the expert now.
Just sit back and watch. If I can offer any sort of answers, oh my God, I feel like I can see the world.
Yikes. I'm telling you, every time I see her put on those glasses with the eyebrows, I think of the guy from Schitt's Creek.
I've never watched that.
Oh, it's so funny.
I'll check it out.
It's really funny. And you're going to be like, oh, crap, it does look like her. Yeah.
Rose the Day Away. Drink yourself to oblivion. It doesn't matter if you have responsibilities.
Brand new glasses. That girl is a fuck. She is a lunatic.
Yeah, supposedly she was like showing up like dressed the way Johnny Depp was the day before, like just to fuck with him. Like
Yeah, I've heard that she's been like copying his, even down to like a little pin on her tie. Like,
yeah,
that's manipulation right there.
right. It's something that I don't know, an abusive person might do.
Exactly. Yeah, that's creepy.
Yeah, totally.
Here, do you want to see a video of what she did to those poor kids? I haven't. Outside, they had to thank me. They were thanking me. They're like, "Oh, Miss Galena, you were so nice to us." Recently deleted. Look, this is what she did. This is her.
We're not trying to do anything with you. Just go away. Don't do this. Please. What? Don't do this. You just want You just actor. No. Man. Fuck me, man. Whoa. Amber, chill out. Amber, calm down. Don't.
Okay, wait. That's not Amber Heard.
I know, but she's trying that. This is MGL's attempt to troll someone. She knows that girl is not Amber, but she's calling her Amber as an insult.
Right.
As a pejorative. But MGL's not funny, so it's
right.
Just
and so
French.
What it does is it misleads the idiots that follow her.
Right.
Cut my fingers off, please. Please don't attack me. You're saying that they're giving death threats? That's not a death threat. It's not a death threat.
And overall, what it is her just involving herself in anything that looks like there might be drama. So you see these people, they're outside protesting. Sea Turtles, Davy Jones' locker has something to do. I guess these are environmental protesters. Probably have nothing to do with the case. I don't know if it has something to do with the filming of Aquaman and they're protesting Amber Heard because of that or something. I don't know. But she sees shit going on outside and she's like, ooh, content.
Yes.
Let me whip my phone out and start yelling at these people, even though I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You're saying it's illegal. It's not illegal. Leave these kids alone. Come on. Yes. Yes, they're kids.
Okay, so she's defending the protesters. Okay.
I'm 20, but
I'm 20 years old. You're an adult.
And how old are you? Because you're acting like a child.
Yeah, but it's illegal. I'm trying to talk to you. And what about you?
I mean, the lady is obviously a Karen.
Yeah.
Like, just shut up. Leave those people alone.
Screaming that I'm a bitch. Why would you call me a bitch?
I mean, you are, but
I mean,
I thought you were all about women's rights. Really? You're not. You're calling me a bitch in the street.
Well, I mean, but
it has nothing to do with women's rights, though.
And it does not. That's a horrible point to make, because I mean, she's a woman, and all kinds of reasons. But what I think is really funny here is if I didn't know her and I was just kind of observing, and hearing her going, "Why are you calling me a bitch?" In that tone and in that, volume, I'm going to go, well, maybe.
Somebody in your chat is making a great point. They say it's speaking about why she's standing there specifically. They're saying it's because the mainstream media is to the right of those kids. And if you look in the background, they're right. There's the cameras and the media. So she was probably pulling another laundry house thing, hoping that she was going to get another viral thing on Twitter, probably.
All the same motive and same MO as getting on the news in Rogersville.
Yes.
It's all the same.
This is a full 3 months of food without needing any refrigeration or special storage.
Not my children. You think they're my children? Did I say that they're children? You said I'm allowing that. Yeah, you're choose your words wisely. To do death threats.
So yeah, exactly right. So there's mainstream media hanging around there, and she's just hoping to instigate a big enough scene
Yes.
to where they're like, hey, get this. And then she ends up on the news in Fairfax, but she doesn't seem to understand. She thinks that, I mean, this is a national, I mean, maybe they're national news media, but that's what she's hoping to get, is because the whole thing in Rogersville is she got local TV coverage. Like, okay, so what did she do? She maybe picked up a few subscribers from Rogersville, from the Rogersville area, you know, I mean, but that's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, her numbers haven't been growing nearly as dramatically as they did when she was hashtagging Gabby Petito in every stream.
Right, because that was a nationally covered story. I mean, Summer Wells has not been. I haven't seen any news stories about Summer Wells except coming out of Tennessee. No national news stations have shared Summer Wells's information, to my knowledge.
It's free speech. It isn't free speech. If there was an issue, the police would have came out. You're saying they're doing something illegal. And over there, there's a sheriff, and there's one right. Go ahead, right there. And you're yelling, you're calling me a bitch. Did you know that if I tell them that with you on record, right? Because we're in public, I can record you.
Well, I'm saying you shouldn't have the death threats there.
I didn't make those, and you're calling me the bitch?
I already reported people to report.
You're reporting everybody. You're the only.
Says the person playing a recording of her recording.
Right. And she's screaming. And so now, look, there's people coming over with cameras trying to find out what's going on. And this is exactly what she was wanting to happen.
Exactly.
You're supporting Amber. That's why I keep calling you Amber.
Is actually supporting.
Name one.
To stop domestic violence.
Oh God, yes. And Johnny has been attacked by him.
Yeah. See, her goal is to, everywhere she goes and everything that she inserts herself to, her goal is to turn it into an episode of a daytime talk show, a trashy daytime talk show. And that's so limited. Like, it's so funny to me because she can actually, with the money that she spends on taking these trips and whatnot, she can actually be smart and actually come up with a plan on how to execute and ask questions and maybe approach somebody for an interview that is worth interviewing. That if she just presented herself a certain way, you know, and didn't come off so thirsty for clout, someone might be like, sure, I don't mind talking to you for a couple minutes. Why not? You know what I mean? But she has no tact.
I agree with you. But I think that she would never calm down enough to do that, because I don't think that she's never going to want to, because I think that she sees that as boring. You know, it's like she has to have an antagonist to be fighting against and streaming about, and she can't ever just chill.
Right. Well, she has to be the antagonist.
Right.
Because there's never an antagonist available, so she has to create the antagony. I think that's the word. She has to create the antagony in order for there to be some. And since she has the support of her followers, then she comes off as the protagonist when presenting the information in this fashion, the way she's doing right now. So everyone in her chat right now looking at this is seeing her as the protagonist in that situation.
Yes.
Incredible.
She had to hide in a shelter alone with no support. There are other women. Did you ever have a shelter?
She is.
Did you ever get raped?
She's just absolutely ridiculous. And you see all these. Listen, I actually got a lawyer, a woman in Virginia, where this stuff had happened. So I was like,
all right, so
girl, you're going, and you got back up. Well, thank you, Sheikah, for the
all right. Let's move on to something else, shall we?
Cool.
All right. So let's move on to a little butthurt Battery Betty.
Oh,
because we can't leave her out. This is a special stream. We can't leave her out at all. She deserves to be part of this special stream.
Rob is like, thank you for having mercy.
Yeah, I mean, you'll notice that I don't really cover her too much because even me, I can only take so much.
Yeah.
I can only take so much of her.
I clip out a large portion of her streams, and I try to cut it down to like 20 minutes because the other 5 hours is just, I can't take it.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna play. Her voice is too much. It's on top of everything else with the lies and everything. It's just too much. Like eventually, it's just like, okay, now I'm just getting a headache. It was funny for a minute, but and then she'll do this like all day. I don't understand.
Yes, or all night.
Yeah. I
wow.
Right. Like, what is going on with your sleep schedule? But yeah, I don't understand. Like, even me, I don't even have a job right now, but I can find better things to do than to stream all day and talk bullshit. Just all day long like that. That's insane. But moving on to Battery, old Battery Betty, little Miss. So if you remember the Humane Society fiasco, that was really funny. This is basically her reaction to that, and this is Heels in the Air's video. We all love Heels in the Air.
That's a great channel. Yep.
Make sure to subscribe to her. As I always say, blessed are the clip channels because we don't have to give them views. We give the clip channels views because they sit there through this shit and listen to it and handle it and edit it and allow us to stream it. So it's really nice. So and they work really hard doing it.
Their edits are really funny.
Chances are you are familiar with narcissistic lies.
Hawkins County Humane Society. You're not just under Bullhorn Betty scrutiny. People are concerned about those animals that are up there.
No, they're not. Only
they're
the idiots that listen to you. Like, right. They're stray dogs.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
First of all, they're stray dogs. And actually, we're going to get to that. That's
animals that, and this is what I've got to say to you. And I'm just going to say it just like this. Why are you saying that you are supplying them with dog food and cat food? If they're not their animals, why are you supplying that household with food for animals that are not theirs?
Oh my gosh. She's so fucking dumb.
She's so stupid. Gosh. Okay, let me answer that for you, Betty. Okay. It's because the Wells are nice people and they have these stray dogs hanging around the edge of their driveway and they feel bad for them. So they make the effort to go to the Humane Society and ask, hey, can we have some food for these stray dogs that are hanging around our house? And that's probably a service that the Humane Society provides. There's nothing wrong with that. That's actually a very kind thing to do. It's literally the opposite of what she's accusing them of.
Right. The Humane Society even posted in their Facebook post is that, one of the things that they do is that because there's so many, like stray dogs in the area in general, they do provide dog and cat food for people who are like, hey, there's these stray dogs. I don't have any money to buy food myself. And so they do a service where they will make sure that these stray dogs are getting fed. And it's just like to put them in a shelter where there's no room. First of all, there's no room. And second of all, which one is better, them to be euthanized or them to be stray dogs outside where they're getting fed?
That's exactly what I said last time I was live about this. It was, you're taking away any chance that they'll have of survival. They're gonna get euthanized if they go to the Humane Society. It's just a matter of time. But as stray dogs with teeth and paws and being strays, they have instincts to be able to care for themselves.
Yes, they are animals. Right. They're not people.
That's right. They have not been domesticated.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. They're not pets.
Right.
A lot of them have probably lived their entire life outside, running around in packs, in the woods and the mountains.
Yep.
They're not like the normal dog that somebody has in their house.
And I love when she called the detective involved in in Summer's case with this bullshit. You know, he was like, yeah, we like to refer to the dead dog in the road as a roadkill.
Because it was in the road and not the driveway.
Yeah.
And she's like, no. Because she's been lying this whole time, saying that it was in the property, like in the driveway. And the detective was like, no, it was in the road.
Exactly. And you know, when dead dog in the road is what we call roadkill. Yeah, dude.
And for you,
and there's Heels giving the same points that we're making right now.
Bravo.
Exactly.
To have the audacity to call me out and state that I'm harassing you.
And by the way, at no point did they mention her name in that post. At no point. So here she is barking back at the Humane Society in Rogersville when they didn't even mention her name. They just said certain YouTubers. That's all they said. But since she's the only asshole YouTuber that's doing it, she knows they're talking about her.
For being concerned about animals. Shame on you.
Start blowing up Hawkins County Dispatch.
Shame on you.
Because the sheriff don't do shit. Start blowing up the phones at the Humane Society. They don't answer.
That's literally harassment.
Yeah.
You are inciting your audience of almost 8,000 people to go blow phones up, emails up, and to attack them on social media.
Exactly.
What do you call that, folks?
Harassment.
Yes.
Harassment.
That's not cool. And it's against TOS, by the way, Battery Betty.
I'm sorry, no, it's called work, according to her.
And if you want to threaten litigation, buckle up, Buttercup.
Oh, I love this.
Buckle up. Because what you did was defamation and slander. I have not harassed you. I have not harassed the Wells.
That's so cute. This is a joke, right?
Oh my God. Like, what's funny is Heels put just enough work into this just to make her point, which is fantastic.
Yes.
But what's so funny about this is this could have been made into like a 30-minute video of just her being contradictory, where it's like she says that and then you see her going, get them fired, fire them outside of their job, outside of their house.
And what about the clip of her saying, like her exact words were, I'm happy that they got fired because you have to cut off the finances of the snake or whatever she said.
Exactly.
It's like you were bragging about it. What are you talking about?
Like, it's probably going to take us 20 minutes just to get through this video. So, you know what I mean? Just to counter all of the bullshit that she's been saying. It's fantastic. Like, thank you, Heels. You're amazing. We love you.
Everything I do is within the law.
No, it's not.
Yikes.
So I take I don't take very kindly to idle threats. My name is Andrew Lynn Griffin. I live in Manatee County, Florida, and I am waiting with bated breath your lawsuit. And if you think
bated breath,
I mean, imagine suing a nonprofit animal shelter to take their money when you're supposed to be advocating for them to have money to help. Okay, right.
I
okay,
love it.
Sure.
Right. Yeah, that makes perfect sense because, the dogs that are, so let's not just fuck the dogs that are stray, right? Let's fuck the ones that are actually in their care as well. Let's just cause animal genocide. Let's contribute to that because you care so much about these animals that you were crying about it. Right.
Think you're going to scare me with some high-powered attorneys. It doesn't work. I've got a brain. I'm well educated in the law.
No, you're not.
No, you're not.
Whether or not
Which
you
is
have
why
a
the
brain.
judge threw your case out.
Exactly.
She walked in there with no lawyer because she checked the box saying she couldn't afford it, and she walked in there with no evidence, and the judge threw it out.
Right.
I call bullshit on that.
You'd think you get in the ring as an untrained fighter with Conor McGregor, and he whips your ass before you can even think about what to do. the fight's already over, which is what happened in Crude's case,
Yeah.
right? You would think that you'd go, wait a minute, you know what? Maybe I should actually do some training or get somebody who's actually trained to fight for me. Like that's, I mean, that's not how fighting works, but I'm saying, you know, like do something that's going to get you to not deal with the same bullshit that you put yourself through the last time. It's just funny to me. And she's saying, yeah, she says that she's trained in the law, which we both know that she's not. We all know that she's not. And she says she has a brain, which is debatable. So
okay.
And I'm happy to see you in the court of law. I can guarantee if that is what you are going to be taking to court to sue me over, you are not going to have the results that you are seeking.
Yeah, they will, because they can afford a lawyer and you can't. And you think you don't know better than a lawyer.
And the slanderous and defaming comments left on your Facebook page.
Okay, none of that was slanderous, by the way.
Right. It's the slander, it would have to be untrue.
Right. And everything. And they didn't even mention her name. So they're already, as a white boy would put it, 10 steps ahead of her.
10 steps ahead. No, actually, apparently they went back and edited it and did name her Justice for All and somebody else.
Oh, did they?
Yes, they did, because so many people were calling saying, you know, we heard, because what it was is that Bullhorn Betty put out 2 different uploads, 2 different videos on like April 22nd, I think, where she flat out tells people, go flood their emails, go call them, go flood their social media accounts. Like,
and they're still up.
Yes. Yeah, the videos are still there. So, I mean, she just tells on herself.
And they're tattooed too, because I went over those videos here. So like they're not going anywhere. So yeah. And
internet's forever.
Right. And you know, heels in the air, made sure of that with this video as well. So yeah.
I will countersuit for.
Here's the countersuit. Okay.
She's got to pay her bills.
What is the difference between libel and slander? Libel and slander both refer to statements which defame or damage the reputation of an entity or person. The difference is libel is written, but slander is spoken.
I've got a brain. I'm well
That's pretty simple.
Mm-hmm.
And she's got a brain, and she's got what? Hold on.
Educated in the law.
Yikes. I begged them to please go check on the welfare of those animals, and they didn't do shit.
The definition of slander is...
Dude, I swear she looks just like Misery, bro. Just with platinum blonde hair. She does. She looks just like her. Look at her, dude. She is a spitting image of Kathy Bates in that movie with 80s hairband hair. That is what is going on with her. That is crazy. You can even see, it's almost as like Kathy Bates was playing her in the movie, because she has the same hatred in her face that Kathy Bates had to muster up to play that role. And I think she even might have won an Oscar for it. I know she got nominated. I'm almost 99% sure that she got nominated for it. To look just like this. Crazy. It's crazy.
The definition of slander is making a false spoken statement about someone that gives a bad impression about them, verbally defaming someone, using information that is known to be misleading or false.
I merely messaged the Hawkins County Humane Society to get an email address to explain the situation that's going on. They responded to me fairly quickly, saying that I can chat to them on Facebook Messenger.
They might lie for sympathy or to make themselves appear to be something that they're not.
All of our emails have been forwarded to the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office.
Ooh.
The person that is making these claims is not live in the state. I can tell you that we have provided food and had many animals surrendered from 110 Ben Hill Road. We are in contact with the family and are helping them as needed. There is no proof that this dog was indeed on their property or one of their dogs.
Start emailing the Humane Society. Start going to their website and filling out that card with the contact.
They are constantly harassing us and a certain family. They are claiming that dogs, not at the shelter, are being starved and neglected. We have taken in 3 of this family's pets and had them adopted.
They brag about things that aren't true, or they make up tragedies that didn't even happen.
Because everybody thinks that Candace is taking such great care of these animals.
Nobody said that, by the way.
Yeah,
Like,
nobody's saying
out
that.
there. Nobody's going out there going, how dare you accuse Candace of not taking care of those animals? Everybody's just like, I don't know. Everybody's just like, well, I mean, the dogs seem fine. They seem taken care of. Anybody who's been on that property, Benny, Cam and Allie from Cracking Cases, they were like, yeah, they looked, I mean, they stray dogs, but they looked like they were taken care of. Like they didn't look hungry. They weren't angry. They were somewhat friendly, so in no way, shape or form were they being abused by appearances anyway.
And to see a dog dead at their driveway being eaten by flies and buzzards and pigs.
I mean, roadkill gets eaten by everything. It's part of nature.
And I don't think that there's wild pigs running around Rogersville.
She's such an idiot. Oh my gosh.
This isn't Apocalypto, bro. Like
hippopotamus came by and ate one of them. What? Girl, what?
I would have gone with mountain lion, something like that that's slightly more believable. Not like a wild hog, just look a dog. That's just insane.
I mean, it's sad that a dog was hit by a car. I mean, that's really, really sad. But it's not anyone's fault. Like you can't just blame somebody because it just happens to be in somebody's driveway. That's ridiculous.
Right. Yeah. Or even, not even in their driveway because apparently it wasn't on their property.
Right. It was absolutely in the street, is what the detective said. So.
Right. And who knows? Maybe it was some asshole like you that has made some sort of circus out of this case that wanted to just see the Wells property.
Or maybe it's somebody like her that likes to drink and drive.
Right.
Maybe.
Exactly.
You never know.
Maybe she got drunk and did it and doesn't remember. But no, I'm just kidding. I don't think that's what happened. He dragged the carcass and took photos. Wow. Yeah, make sure you subscribe to Heels in the Air. She's awesome. She is awesome. Let me take another quick look to see if there's anything else we can go over.
Those damn camels.
Dude. So, actually, yeah, real quick, because I think that covers all of our lol cows. For now, let me see something here. I just wanted to check something because I made a community post that was totally off the subject, but I'm actually curious as to your thoughts about this, even though it's completely off the subject.
Okay. Did she mean wild boar? And just
Right.
like when she was like, how did she say it? Bale haze, all the bale hazes that are 5 feet tall. I was like, what is she saying?
Oh yeah,
She was saying it backwards.
So this isn't what I was going to go over, but we'll do this really quick. Just a point I wanted to make. I posted this in community as well.
Undercover operation by special agents with the TBI Human
Welcome, Mark N. I appreciate that.
Trafficking Unit and several other agencies. That includes 2 men out of Knoxville and 1 man out of Lebanon, Virginia. That's Tyler Ryan Arrington, who you see right there, all charged with 1 count of solicitation of a minor. That operation aimed to address human trafficking in East Tennessee by placing several decoy advertisements on websites for prostitution or commercial sex cases, then focused on those trying to engage with minors. More information on the TBI's efforts to stop human trafficking can be found at their website, ithastostop.com.
Okay, so yeah, TBI isn't busy doing anything.
Yeah.
TBI doesn't do anything.
If you go to their Twitter account, I mean, they're
they're on top of it, dude.
yeah.
Like serious.
They're arresting a lot of people. They're knocking it out of the park, you know, compared to a lot of other places.
All right, let me do this real quick. Let me just go over this real quick because I'm curious on your thoughts, and then we're going to go into that comment that I highlighted here because I'm curious about that too.
Oh.
Let's see. So yeah, I made a post because I don't know if you heard about this, but Mike Tyson got into an altercation with somebody on a JetBlue flight. And that's actually putting it nicely. He basically beat the shit out of somebody.
Wow.
Yeah, like in their seat, just went off on them. And so I'm curious, like I put up this poll in community asking, is the person who Tyson beat up on the JetBlue flight a victim? 17% said yes, Tyson is a bully for beating him up. And 83% said no, you tease a lion, expect to get mauled.
Well, that was going to be my next question because I haven't heard what happened. So what was the context between
let's
the fighting?
Tyson, oh, that's already a search engine. Let's see right here. Let's go ahead and play this. All right. Oh, my bad. Hold on.
Somebody's saying guy harassed Tyson. Guy had a couple of Oh, okay. Because that's why I was wanting to know is like what happened before he got beat up, you know?
Well, you never know until we get like an interview with Tyson, which I don't know if there's any news on that, but this is the footage.
A crazy fight involving boxing legend Mike Tyson on board a flight that was about to take off from San Francisco. And CBS 2's Christine Lazar joins us now with video of what went down.
Another week, another unruly passenger, but this time he's famous, of course. And you know he throws a good punch.
Oh,
so
you know
that
it.
had to hurt. Now, according to TMZ, the incident went down around 10:30 last night as Mike Tyson was slated to fly out of San Francisco International Airport to Florida. A witness on the JetBlue flight says Tyson repeatedly punched a guy in the face after getting annoyed by him.
Oh,
shit.
Hey, Mike,
Like this guy's trying to stop him from the back seat.
The witness said
that's a brave dude. The guy like involving himself there. Like I can't say that I wouldn't have gotten up and tried to stay clear of his arms. You know what I mean? I mean, that's Mike Tyson, you know? Like I could see myself trying to break up a fight just naturally, but I don't know. I can't sit here and honestly say that I would insert myself in a fight with Mike Tyson and anybody else and be that close to his swinging arms trying to actually physically stop them. That's brave.
First, Tyson took a selfie with the guy and kept his cool as the man's friend tried to talk to him. But once he had had enough of it, he asked the man to stop. And when the guy didn't, that's when Tyson reportedly started to throw several punches at the man's face before walking off the plane. Now, a photo obtained by TMZ shows the passenger's bloodied forehead. He reportedly received medical attention and went over what happened with the police. So far, there's been no comment on the incident from Tyson's camp or JetBlue. DeMarco?
It's almost like he was asking
there's
for
something else.
Yeah, the earlier video you see, he really doesn't leave him alone. So
not at all.
Okay.
There's some of that. Hold on. Let's get into TMZ Sports here. So he's basically taunting him.
Mike Tyson.
So what we've got here is a Molly Golightly.
Yeah.
That's what we've got here. This is a guy who sees a famous person and then he tells his buddy to get his phone out and he's like, oh, I've got an opportunity here to make myself famous. I'm going to taunt Mike Tyson to the point to where he gets violent. Just for clout.
Bro, this shit crazy, bro. Mike Tyson. My dog done got lit, man. He over here rapping with Tyson. Mike Tyson trying to give us some shrooms.
You don't know how to act. Tyson looking out, man. This shit crazy.
Should have never gave you his money.
Wow.
Oh wow. That guy looks drunk.
Yeah, clearly. I mean,
yeah.
Wow.
Hey, Mike, come on.
I genuinely think that those seats being so close together and him having such little space to throw punches saved that guy's life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Straight up. I don't think that the guy trying to hold his arms made much of a difference. You could tell by the velocity, like, you know, how hard he was throwing those punches. But yeah,
yeah, he fucked around and found out. That's for sure.
He fucked around and found out. Exactly.
That flight. Boy just got beat up by Mike Tyson.
He looks like Putin.
He does. Oh my God. He fucked me up with that.
I mean,
I can't.
Hey Tyson, hit one more just for me.
Yeah, look at that, dude.
Wow.
That's fucking Vladimir Putin, dude.
That's what you get.
That is totally.
Yeah, he got up. Trying to ask for autograph, man. I don't know what happened.
No. That is not what he did.
Not what happened.
He taunted Tyson for like, I don't even know how long, but that was yeah. I was gonna say if the guy was just like asking him for autograph and Tyson like went off on him, then I'd be like, okay, Tyson, you need to, you know. He taunted him for a long time. That's not cool.
So let's just check it out real quick, just to see if we can follow up on this little rumor here. He was in my chat just like at the beginning of the stream. This is, hold on. Okay, so this is, I don't know.
They called the police. Police came. They're like,
I don't know what he's, because it says live now.
Oh, okay. Well, he's clearly not arrested, so.
Right, but he's not, but it's not live. Oh yeah, it is. It is live. So at some point he's explaining what happened. Okay.
They called the police. Police came. They're like, somebody said you was gonna kill yourself and you had a Jason mask on. I was like, what?
Oh, he got swatted.
Oh, that's fucked up.
That's what it sounds
Man,
like.
I hate when people do that shit. Like, just keep it on YouTube, you know?
Right. It's so cowardly.
They were like, yeah, they said you was going to get a gun and you was going to hurt yourself. Can you believe it?
Yeah.
That's Ernie Shell.
Assholes, man.
Shell Bell. Hell yeah, the cop came and he was trying to be, the two cops came and he was trying to be tough. I'm like, man, look here. I'm like, look here, bro. Oh no, I'm on the tab. I'm on the tablet.
See, that's one of the things I love about Benny. A lot of people don't like Benny, but there's things that I just can't help but love about the guy, because he is not in the slightest bit shaken up by this. He thinks it's funny. He's making content out of it because he's not like, I'm not getting the vibe that he's all shooken up and he's trying to put on an act. You know what I mean? I just think that he's like, okay, this is going to be a funny story to tell. You know, that's how it's coming off to me.
I can't even, man, look, man, I had all my, yeah. And he's like, man, I'm like, man, I ain't turning around for shit. Ernie Shell's a hoe.
Oh, so fucking stupid, dude. Okay, so yeah, so he's not arrested. Yeah, some idiot, either I guess Ernie Shell or one of his supporters swatted him. So, which is ridiculous.
I have no respect for people who do that shit.
None at all. None at all.
Mm-mm.
Like, that is just the most pathetic, lowest thing.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's the lower thing under doxing that you can do, and the lower thing under that is calling CPS.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
That's
Like,
just
even if somebody did that shit to Bullhorn Betty, I'd be like, that's not cool. You know,
not
like
at all.
I'm completely against all of that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's
Keep it on YouTube.
keep it on YouTube, man. Get creative, have fun. Like, just you. I mean, the people who struck you, like, honestly, the whole motive, really, mostly, because obviously we have fun on live streams together. There's
Yeah.
that goes without saying. But the motive here for me really was like, all right, well, let's piss them off. let's just fucking have some fun with them. You know, like, as soon as I was live today and I finished my live and I thought, you know what, maybe I'll go live tonight. And then I was like, immediately I texted you like, dude, so I DM'd you like, hey, so you want to join me on a live tonight? You know, and
I appreciate it, because I was just
we,
because I've been, you know, like, working on videos to post periodically, you know, whatever. But yeah, I mean, people got butthurt because apparently I struck a nerve. So way to go telling me what you're insecure about. I'm going to exploit the fuck out of that when I come back. And also, you fucked around, so you're going to find out. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Man, I've said it before, man. I hope I never piss you off. 'Cause, woo-wee. Yeah, that's gonna get ugly. I already know it.
And I keep things on YouTube and I keep it on Twitter, but I will.
Yeah,
it's gonna be delicious. I
yeah.
promise.
I have no doubt in my
Yeah.
mind about that.
Like, when people do shit like this, it just makes me want to go at them even harder. Like, it doesn't
Exactly.
scare me. It doesn't upset me. It literally makes me laugh and say, ooh, I know what you're upset about now. Okay, thank you.
Totally, which is exactly why I wanted to bring you up here tonight and do this live with you, because, you know, just I like to picture them being like, ha, we shut her up. No, you didn't. Like, no, you didn't.
Nope.
Because, you know, the only difference is she just did her usual Monday Night Live just with me on my channel.
That's right.
That's how things work when you're not a piece of shit. You actually have people in the community that support you with a platform.
Yep.
So
imagine when you're like actually nice to people on and off the stream. Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what a thought.
Amazing. Amazing what just being an honest, not a piece of shit can do for you. Because I don't see Betty going up on anybody's channel live streaming. I don't see that happening. I feel like there's one channel that, like, she could, but for some reason, there's just some reason that she can't. Because I know that man, I really, the more and more I think about it, the more you tell me, I'm like, these fuckers are in cahoots for sure. Like, they're definitely in contact with each other. So yeah, that's just the way these people think is unbelievable. And this was just a fun little 2-hour fuck you to them.
Yeah.
So.
By the way, it's so funny because so many people who, like, because I'm not going to say who struck me and I'm not going to say anything, but I will be coming out with everything. I will show receipts, screenshots, everything when everything is over, right? I will be streaming about this and y'all will see everything. And then I hope that I can help other channels, because there's been a lot of channels on this platform that have been bullied by people, where people are striking them and these channels don't know what to do. And so they just sit there and take it. And so I would like to help people with what happened to me and help these smaller channels be like, hey, there is a way to do this. Let me show you how to do it, because it is pretty arduous. You know, like, YouTube doesn't really tell you exactly what you're supposed to do in some situations. But anyway, yeah, it's like, I lost my train of thought. Oh my gosh. I'll get it in a second.
Well, I love that's your aim to do that, because when Critical Case struck me, I was a smaller channel. I only had just maybe a couple of thousand subscribers. And it was Tug, that umbrella guy, that was like, no, you don't have to take that shit. You know that you don't just have to sit on the bench or in the penalty box like it seems. You don't have to do that. There are ways that you can fight it. And then he explained to me on somebody else's live stream very thoroughly on what I could do, and I went ahead and did it. And as soon as I did it, like, it just took maybe a week or so for YouTube to get back to me and be like, all right, we're putting your channel back up.
Yeah.
Like, we reviewed it, and it does, you're right, it does fall under fair use.
Oh, I remember what I was going to say. Throughout this process, it's funny that there have been people, because this particular person apparently went back and was bragging about how they struck me. And what they didn't realize is that some of their own people have now basically unsubbed from them and have subbed to me, and some of them have even become channel members, actually, because they were like, okay, this person, all they do is scream about, how they're anti-cancel culture and that they're for this, free speech, and, oh, I can do this and I can say that and blah, 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 blah. And then when it comes down to it, when there's somebody that they disagree with and they can't shut them down, what do? Try to take their channel down. They try to cancel them. And so, they just kind of showed their ass, basically. And so, I mean, hey, do you, right? Because what will happen is they will lose real subs and gain trolls. I mean, that's usually what happens with little styles that do that.
Totally what happens.
Yeah.
Because what's going on now is, they are doing exactly what they complain, quote unquote, woke snowflakes do.
Right.
And try to cancel. And since you're apparently a woke snowflake, according to one creator, and I use
that was news to me, by the way. I was like, really? Okay.
Right.
All right.
So since this dude calls you a woke snowflake, then, but here he is trying to strike my channel. I don't know who struck yours. I'm just saying he tries to strike my channel, and I showed the email in my live that I did this morning. And like, YouTube immediately was like, dude, no.
Well, I mean, if that person is going around striking multiple channels, he's going to lose his YouTube account.
Right. Yeah.
Because YouTube does not play with that shit.
And especially
just striking people just because you're mad. No.
I'd love for an actual person who's on Team YouTube to read that post, that community post that he wrote today, or yesterday, I think, that I read tonight, and this morning. I would love for like an actual person, who's like investigating this guy. If it turns out that he is just striking a bunch of people, like just willy-nilly like that, and then reading that post and seeing that it makes no sense and he has no idea how fair use works, then I like to imagine that person just being like, okay, this dude's gotta go.
Well, I mean, it's gonna catch up to him, because I mean, I've seen this before. Like Shandy for Christ, she tried striking me. She tried striking like a half a dozen other channels in the Lowell's Cow community, and she was striking them over and over and over. And YouTube literally took that function away from her. And then she got a community guideline strike for harassment and bullying. And then she started flagging people using the flag button over and over on my channel and like a bunch of different channels. And it got to the point where YouTube got sick of that. They gave her a second strike and actually took that feature away from her account. So she was not allowed to, she didn't even have the option to flag or report anybody because she was abusing it so much. So I have seen them do that, and you will get strikes. They will take your channel down. Like, YouTube does not fuck around with that. And it's like, they keep a record of every person you've ever flagged. They keep a record of every person that you've tried to strike. And after a while, they're like, this seems like it's harassment.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And they don't want to be used as weapons to cyberbully someone,
And I've never striked or flagged any of these people. Like, I just don't do that.
My recollection, I know there was one incident where I planned on doing it, but I think that I just didn't that I decided not to because I didn't want to put any of my information there. But I don't think, I've never actually done it. But I think it was when it was that one channel that was just telling these horrible, horrible lies about me. And just one after the other. It was insane. It was kind of a nightmare because I never dealt with that before. Now, if that happens, I'm just like, whatever, prove it, asshole.
Yeah.
But first, I was just like, dude, how could somebody make up things so disgusting about a person?
I mean, I've seen it before. Like there was a guy that tried to get into our community, and like he was not ever let in because it was like his entire content was just making shit up, and he didn't understand that you can't do that. People are going to get upset, you know, like you can't just accuse people of crimes. You can't do that.
Crazy. All right, so this was just sent to me, this link, and this is Justice for All's community tab, and I think it's regarding the dogs. I have no idea what it says, but I'm gonna go ahead and read it while we're still up here. It says, hello y'all. So today Ziggy and myself found out that the girl who went to the dogs on Ben Hill Road is a fraud. She not only lied to me, but Ziggy at Yaya Warrior Sisterhood, Heidi, and scammed Ziggy for approximately $150. She was given only approximately $70 from a donation. I received approximately 6 super chats during that live that thankfully was not given to her and will be fully 100% refunded to the persons that gave them. I don't know where this is going, but we'll keep reading. This is weird. I am deeply, deeply sorry. Unfortunately, there are people in this world who will lie, exploit even the most vulnerable in our society, children, disabled victims, and animals.
You?
The ones...
You literally just did that, but okay.
The ones who support the most vulnerable of our society, you, my subscribers, are truly the best of humanity. Big red heart. The one who exploited, like Kyle Cochran, are truly the worst of humanity. Thankfully, we caught it. I will always own my error openly and transparently. For this, I am deeply sorry. I will address this on my next live for an apology, both in note and video. We are always trying to do what is right and decent. We are currently searching for Kyle Cochran. If you know this person's screen name and information whatsoever, please email me at blah blah blah, or you can email Ziggy. We will make sure Kyle, or Kylie actually, never does this again. P.S. A huge thank you to ladies. Okay, so what is he saying here? Like,
it sounds like he had somebody and he didn't vet them, and then they turned out to be a scammer, and so now he's got to apologize and refund a bunch of super chats. That's what it comes across to me.
Okay, so what does that have to do with the... Oh, does that have to do with the Humane Society thing where they try to collect money for that?
No idea. It just sounds like that whatever this Kylie person is,
or
a
trying to
scammer.
get food, or trying to get like help for the dogs that are on Ben Hill Road. So they're trying to do this nice thing. And so they weren't doing it. They were basically, okay, so somebody came to, that's what I'm getting. Somebody came to them and said, hey, I'm collecting money because I'm helping the dogs or whatever. And then she turned out to be a scammer, and they shared her shit. And so,
like seriously, guys, like don't give third party your money. If you want to donate to the Humane Society, go directly to them.
Right.
Don't give some random person online your money.
Yeah, saying, hey, I'm going to save the dogs, but I need a bunch of food or whatever, because I'm not going to volunteer to take dogs in unless I can take care of them. You know, that's some bullhorn Betty shit right there.
Yeah.
So, so I'm not going to completely rely on my listeners for something like that. So yeah, and you're right, Makeup Mobster. It does sound like damage control.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just hit 2 hours and 15 minutes. Yo, anytime, if you're not up by Thursday, I'm down to do this on Thursday with you again if you want.
Okay. Well, I think there was like I'll be on Hannibal Monty's channel on Friday night.
Right.
So I'll be sharing that on my community tab post. And it is that's going to be an open stream. So if anybody wants to come by and pop in, we were putting the link in the chat. So the last show that we do every month. We open it up to everybody.
Yeah. So, I mean, for those of you that are really missing Burnt Toast streams, like, yeah, absolutely go check that out, because it's a consistent Friday thing that you do with
every Friday night.
Right. So you can drop that link in the chat if you want.
Let me grab it.
And I'll pin it for now.
Okay.
For the next minute or so that we're going to be on here, but
they have several other shows on their channel, but I co-host with Monty on the Friday ones.
And yeah, I've watched the last couple, like for a while at least, because I went live, I think, while you were going live on there.
So that's the link. And Hannibal's amazing. He's an artist. He actually is the artist that came up with my avatar and the banner that you see on like Twitter and my channel. And he did all of that freehand. He does a lot of art. He does like comic book art and stuff. And then
he's hilarious.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Hannibal is a music producer. And so like right now I'm collabing with them to make a song, sort of a 2021, all the Lowell's cows from 2021 kind of thing. So, but they make a lot of remix songs like I do. They're actually the ones who I got inspired by the songs that they have done. And I'm like, oh, I got to make some of my own. So, but yeah, they're both super talented, super funny. They have a show on Wednesday nights called The Shit Show. And sometimes I'm a guest on there. And it's really funny. They talk about music and culture and all kinds of stuff, whatever's in the news. It's really fun.
Right on. Yeah. That's kind of the direction I'm trying to take with this channel. Like, I still want to do crime cases, but I also don't want to feel just limited to crime cases. I want to be able to talk about whatever the fuck I feel like talking about, and have fun with it. So yeah, I'm really interested in channels like that too. Because there's a lot going on in the world. We have opinions on a lot of different things, and it's okay to talk about those opinions.
And his audience is similar to mine, similar to yours. It's a mix of people from different religions, different political persuasions, different ethnicities, different walks of life. And I think audiences like that are way more fun than, an echo chamber. But Petty Patty, here's the link to the fuck you song. It's like one of my favorites that they've done. So
yeah. So Fridays, what time?
It's usually like 9:30-ish, something like that. Yeah. Usually 9:30.
Yeah. So 9:30-ish.
Like 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central.
Okay. Yeah. So 9:30-ish. And that you're always on there. And like I said, I've watched it a couple times and it's really funny. Your dynamic with Monty is really funny. So make sure that you guys sub to that channel that I have pinned, so you get notifications for that. And you check out all the other content on that channel too. You don't want to miss out on that. And seeing as we have so much limited burnt toast because of people and their cowardly bullshit, well, this is
just
a way
temporary.
to get, very temporary.
And I'm still working on videos and stuff, so
right.
Don't be afraid to reach out if you want to chit chat or whatever on Twitter. I'm on Twitter and stuff too. So yeah.
Right on. Hey, thanks for being here. I had a great time. I always have a great time with you.
Cool. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. And so yeah, let's do this again soon. All right, guys. Thanks so much, and we will do this again very soon, my friends.